Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Sanjan. I work at Attain Partners, and at Attain, we do a ton of consulting with very non-traditional teams doing really interesting work in the non-credit learning space within education and higher education. And what we constantly hear from the folks that we work with are that registration is a cumbersome process, and it's very different from what your standard online shopping experience might look like, but it's also different than your typical undergrad who's registering for their new fall semester courses. So where we've come to is a sort of happy medium where we're providing a similar like shopping experience for folks that's easy to use and easy to navigate, but still provides everyone on the education side the information they need in order to register the right people for the correct programs. And what we've done here is we've created a catalog leveraging Omnistudio solutions and leveraging native education cloud records and objects. And what this catalog provides is a list of what our current available programming is. And these, as you can see, can be courses, programs, full degrees, and we have the ability to either add items to our shopping cart, or if there's an application process that's listed externally or baked in into your Experience Cloud site, the ability to log in and begin that application. So this catalog will provide many different tools and offerings for different programs and schools or departments that want to use it. I can add items to my cart and I can remove them from my cart. And when I add an item to my cart, I can see that up at the top here, and I can see each of the items that have been added. Let's add another program here. And we can see now our shopping cart is updating to provide us what we want to purchase and leverage for my checkout process. Now, if I'm not so sure what I'm looking for, I do have the ability to search in this catalog, and I can search by the name of my listing. I can filter down by the type. Maybe I am looking just for courses today, and I'm not quite ready to begin a full-blown learning experience. So I can find just those courses or specific degrees. I also would have the ability to filter based on the different credits that I'm earning. So am I looking for credits or non-credits or continuing education units? I can also change how these are sorted. So I can search or sort by name or other criteria. Something else we've commonly heard from folks is, we want to be able to sort by the commitment that each of these programs or courses is going to take me in a week, because the majority of our learners are working individuals who are looking for continuing learning experiences that amplify their lives and fit into their lives, and don't detract from that and don't, um, cause too much financial or time burden. So once we have those items in our cart, we can continue to check out. Now, your checkout process is going to vary very much depending on the payment processor and the payment tools that you're using. So our checkout process is essentially a shell or a skeleton flow right now with just some placeholder screenshots that would be replaced with whichever payment processing tool you are using. This can be Chargent or Blackthorn Payments or whatever you have today or whatever works best for you. There are some required details that many people do need to provide, including a name and then a billing address. No, again, this is just an example, so we aren't going to make full payment today, but you would proceed to payment through your payment processor, and ultimately, you're going to end up on your enrollments list, which could look something like this. I've completed many different for-credit courses, which appear here. These would be replaced with the courses and programs or degrees that you're currently enrolled in, as well as a list of what someone has already completed. Now, creating this listing and this catalog is one thing, supporting it and maintaining it is another. We want to make sure that providing new listings is as easy as a couple of clicks within Salesforce. So let's jump to a new course that we want to start listing today. This can be Unleash Creativity Through Artificial Intelligence. So this is a learning course that we've already created through that learning wizard that Salesforce provides. We're going to create a new offering for this course. I'm going to call this offering just the same name as the course today. I can optionally provide a section number, and I'm going to give it some start dates. So let's start this course, let's say November 3rd, and we'll end it December 1st. Now here we can set capacity if that's necessary for our course, or you can provide a wait list. We'll leave those blank because let's say this is an online course that does not have capacity limits, right? Now I've created that offering. The next thing we're going to do is leverage the program term application timeline record that Salesforce provides to create this listing. And we have two different types of listings in this prototype that's been created. A course or event is what we'll create here for our new course. Let's immediately publish this and let's set an early bird price to say 500 today, and our full price will be 600. Our early bird will begin today, let's say through the end of the month, and our regular price will begin on the subsequent date following until the day before registration. Now, I can also opt to hide this from the catalog as I don't want to have to remember on the 3rd of November to take this down. So we'll say on the 3rd of November, when this course does begin, we no longer want this showing up in the listing since it's no longer available. Okay, now we'll save that listing. And then if we come back to our homepage here, let's refresh so that we can see that new listing we created. And we can see the listing, but we can also see that we're missing some pretty helpful information, like what type of listing this is and what kind of credits or duration this might take. So that's okay. Removing listings should be as easy as creating them. We'll jump back to our PTAT record and we'll just go ahead and update that status from published to draft so that we can very quickly remove a listing before anyone else is the wiser or before anyone else sees it and registers or starts to ask questions. Now that that is gone, we can come back into the system and very quickly update those missing fields and missing criteria for that new listing that we wanted to publish. That is our prototype for a shopping cart experience for non-credit learning spaces. We hope that this is a helpful either idea for folks looking for a new registration process or is inspiring some thoughts and discussion about the non-credit learning space and how we can make some more room for that within the Salesforce industry. There's a ton of opportunity here, and we see a lot of folks doing some really exciting and interesting things across non-credit learning and non-traditional learning experiences. So we're very happy to hear your questions and get some ideas.